How's it going, everyone? In today's video, we have some big news on a top female star being considered to win the Royal Rumble, WWE's current plan for Roman Reigns' next opponent, and a whole lot more. But before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to our channel to get the latest wrestling news. Alright guys, so for our first story of today, we have the ratings for Friday Night SmackDown, AEW Dynamite, and Rampage. So according to a new report from Thurston of WrestleNomics, Friday Night SmackDown drew 2,166,000 viewers and a .54 in the key demo rating. AEW Rampage drew 411,000 viewers and a .11 in the key demo rating, and AEW Dynamite drew 880,000 viewers with a .32 in the key demo rating. So it looks like Friday Night SmackDown, AEW Dynamite, and Rampage all took a pretty big hit in the ratings department. Next up, we have some bad injury news for a top WWE female star. So after competing in a very brutal Survivor Series Wargames match over the weekend, it now looks like a top female star could actually be dealing with a legitimate injury, as Dave Meltzer reports that in addition to wearing a neck brace on Raw this week, Io Sky was also seen wearing the neck brace off camera backstage. So depending on the severity of her neck injury, Io Sky may have to take some time off from in-ring competition. Next, we have some big news on WWE's current plan for Roman Reigns' next opponent at the Royal Rumble. So even though the Royal Rumble is not until next year in January, it looks like WWE have already decided Roman Reigns' next opponent for the event, as WrestlingNews.co reports that the current plan for the 2023 Royal Rumble is for Roman Reigns to defend the undisputed Universal title against Kevin Owens. So unless anything changes, it appears like fans can expect to see Roman Reigns take on Kevin Owens at the Royal Rumble. Next up, we have some news on who WWE is considering to win the Women's Royal Rumble match. So from the looks of it, WWE already have in mind the next winner for the Women's Royal Rumble match, and that wrestler appears to be a former multi-time champion. As Zero News reports, I'm told Bianca Belair versus Rhea Ripley is being discussed to be happening at the Royal Rumble. Charlotte Flair will also be involved and is currently the favorite to win the Women's Royal Rumble match. So now guys, I want to give you my thoughts and opinions on all of the topics that we discussed today. Starting off with our first topic, we did talk about the ratings for Friday Night SmackDown, AEW Dynamite, and Rampage as well, and the ratings were delayed because of Thanksgiving, but now we have the full ratings report, and according to Thurston of WrestleNomics, he did report for Friday Night SmackDown, they drew 2,166,000 viewers, Rampage drew 411,000 viewers, and Dynamite drew 880,000 viewers. So I think out of all of the shows, Dynamite did take a pretty big hit in the ratings department. I believe the week before, they drew 900,000 around there, and now they drew 880,000 viewers, so their ratings are down. The next story that we talked about was some bad injury news for a top WWE female star, and Dave Meltzer did report that aside from Io Sky wearing a neck brace during Monday Night Raw this week, where she was involved in a brawl with Becky Lynch, Damage Control were involved in a backstage segment with Becky Lynch. Io Sky did not take any damage to her neck, and she was kind of involved, but not really in the brawl, and that's because she was wearing a neck brace also backstage off camera, so it does look like Io Sky might have suffered some kind of neck injury, potentially during the Wargames match on Saturday, and that's because she has been wearing the neck brace off camera. So I do think that she will be taking some time off from in-ring competition, and I do believe that the commentators did say that she was unable to wrestle. The next story that we talked about was some big news on WWE's current plan for Roman Reigns' next opponent at the Royal Rumble. So despite all of the bad things that happened at the Royal Rumble, as we all know, Roman Reigns and Kevin Owens had a backstage altercation after Survivor Series. That's because there was a video that recently came out where it shows that Kevin Owens slapped Roman Reigns, and that was supposed to. It was said that that was an unplanned spot. However, despite all of that commotion backstage, it does look like the plan is for Kevin Owens to take on Roman Reigns at the Royal Rumble. And also, the report did say that nothing ended up happening after they had their backstage altercation. I think it was more of a back and forth saying, talking about the incident, but the good thing is that nothing happened, and it does appear like Kevin Owens will be taking on Roman Reigns at the Royal Rumble. The next story that we talked about was on who WWE is considering to win the Women's Royal Rumble match, and Zero News is reporting that Charlotte Flair is set to be involved in the Bianca Belair versus Rhea Ripley feud. However, she is also the favorite to win the Women's Royal Rumble match. And as we all know, guys, Charlotte Flair has still not returned to WWE. It's been several months now since she took some time off. However, it is looking over the past few weeks, she has been teasing a return to the company. And I wouldn't be surprised to see Charlotte Flair return and potentially even win the Royal Rumble. So with that being said, guys, please make sure to let me know your thoughts and opinions on all of the topics that we discussed today. Starting off with our first topic, we did talk about the ratings for Friday Night SmackDown, AEW Dynamite, and Rampage as well. And the ratings were delayed because of Thanksgiving, but now we have the full ratings report. And according to Brandon Thurston of WrestleNomics, he did report for Friday Night SmackDown, they drew 2,166,000 viewers. Rampage drew 411,000 viewers. And Dynamite drew 880,000 viewers. The next story that we talked about was on Io Sky potentially dealing with a neck injury. She was wearing a neck brace on Raw this week. And the next story that we talked about was on WWE's current plan for Roman Reigns' next opponent at the Royal Rumble, that being Kevin Owens. And also we talked about Charlotte Flair being the heavy favorite right now to win the Women's Royal Rumble match in 2023. So let me know, make sure to let me know all of your thoughts and opinions for all of those topics in the comment section down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.